Whatever it is, you try and do a better one. Really, because of the fans that have put the band there for over 50 years now.
I'm not going to cut it off.
I watch your channel all the time.
I'm a mess, right?
And we can't do that without the songs or each other or the fans out there, you know, so it's a magical thing.
Righty, Metal Pilgrims, I'm here with nobody else but Richie Faulkner. Finally, after so many years of us, knowing each other, at least online, I finally got to meet Richie, and it's such a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for finding time and everything.
You too.
Yeah.
Thanks for all your support as well. Over the years, I watch your channel all the time. So thanks for the support, not only of Priest, but of metal music in general. As you said, it's a community.
Yeah.
And it's a great community. And, it's good having people like you binding us all together,
Thank you so much. You don't even imagine how much these words mean to me. Man, I was talking, when was that? Yesterday, I think, with one of the fans, after the show in Madrid. I was talking to one of your fans, and he was like, do the guys understand what they created with Invincible Shield? Do they understand how much of a masterpiece it is, on par with, some of the classic Priest albums? So, do you really comprehend that? Like, do you see it already as one of those albums which will become classics soon?
I don't know, really. You don't really think about it like that when you go in the studio and you've got some ideas for some songs and you put them down and they become what they become, and you just kind of do what you can do to the best of your ability and then put them out. And hopefully it connects, but you never know, So you're always inspired by the fans, the last album, the back catalogue. You're always inspired by that. How can we do something better, sounds better?
I'm gonna... You talk.
All right.
Well, I'll cut it off.
All right.
I just realized that we might not be able to... I might do this, man. I'm a mess,
okay,
right?
Yeah,
We're gonna do this just in case. So like it looks cooler. Looks cooler.
All right.
I'm not gonna cut it off.
So yeah, as I said, you never quite know how it's going to be received. But as I said, you look at the legacy, you look at the fans, the relationship the band has with the fans, and the love from the fans, and you go in there and you try and do the best you can, and better than the last one. Whether it's better performances or better sound or better songs, whatever it is, you try and do a better one. Really, because of the fans that have put the band there for over 50 years now. So, and then you don't really... A classic becomes a classic over time, I think. So you can't really think like that, really. You just try and do the best you can and put it out, and then let the fans do the rest, really.
I told Rob when this album has just come out that it was such a scary experience for me as a Priest fan to listen to it, because, you're always like... afraid, what if I get disappointed by a new Priest album? It's such a disappointment, like what would I do with my life? But this album, it rocked right away, and then it is one of the only new albums by classic heavy metal bands that has stayed on repeat for me, and I know for a fact for many metal pilgrims out there, for so long. So you guys did an incredible job on this one, no matter what.
Thank you.
And I think that the response of the fans on this tour in particular, you hear them, of course, screaming every word of Breaking the Law. And then Invincible Shield comes out, and they scream every word of Invincible Shield. Did you expect them to, have this kind of reaction to it right away?
You never can expect... You don't know what to expect, but you're right, it's phenomenal, really. They're singing along with the new songs as well as the old ones. Even younger kids down the front, they're singing the new songs and old songs as well. Like, you can hear some kids call out for Tyrant and stuff like that, and they're young kids. So it's always mind-blowing when you've created something that connects with someone and they're singing it back to you. But you can never expect that that's going to happen. Again, you just got to do what you do to the best of your ability. And I know exactly what it kind of is. Scary for us too. It was scary for me. I'm talking for myself. When you have something that you've given everything to and that you've put 1,000% in, of course you want people to connect well with it, and they might not. So, and I listened to other bands as well growing up, and it was the same thing. When you hear a band, is it going to be as good as and sometimes it's not, but that's just the way of the world, and hopefully people connect with it, and it seems like they have.
I was watching the other night you guys from the side of the stage, and I just finally saw how much passion you guys have on stage, and it goes for all the band members. You, of course, right? With all due respect, you're a little bit younger than Rob and Ian and even Scott, and how you guys all in one moment transformed from like being Richie Faulkner and Rob Halford to becoming metal gods. do you put yourself in a zone before you go on stage and like do something extra special to get into the zone?
It's a good question. Not really. I think it's the music. The music brings us all together in that sense. Music and the fans and the love we have for the band and the love the fans have for the band. It's all kind of like a united thing, you know. But as you said, we're pretty much normal guys. We put the leather and studs on and get out there and do it. And it's hard not to do that with those songs and that legacy and the duty that you're up there to do. You just become the band, you know what I mean? And we can't do that without the songs or each other or the fans out there, you know, so it's a magical thing.
So what's next for Priest? Are you guys gonna continue touring with Invincible? You just announced the American tour. Are there any more plans for next year already, or are you gonna stick like with whatever comes?
Well, what usually happens is we start these world tours and they have a tendency to grow, you know, so we might not know where we're going to be in a year's time, but usually, you know, as you said, we're hitting the States again, we're doing Europe now, and then we're doing Japan in December, and then we'll see where we go after that. If offers come in and people want us to go and play there, we'll see what the future holds.
Yeah. Any plans on to release a video album for this tour?
I don't know really. We haven't really talked about it. We've upped the socials a little bit, so there's a few more video content pieces online, and we're conscious of that, putting a few more tasters up, you know, as we go through the tour, putting different things up like that. But as far as like a full show video DVD type thing, we haven't really discussed it yet. But again, you never know what the future holds.
Just from my perspective, once again, as a fan who got to see it from like different angles, because it's the fourth show that I'm about to witness on this Spanish tour right now. The show itself is spectacular, and Martin and the rest of the guys who are doing an incredible job, you know, on lights, on the sound itself, on, you know, all the special effects. You know, it's just incredible. So it's definitely a video album worthy material if you guys decide to go with it.
Definitely, yeah, I agree with that. The guys and girls in the crew do a phenomenal job making us look and sound good, you know. I think we always say it comes back to the songs, though. You know, if we took all that away, you're left with Victim of Changes and, you know, Love Bites and Another Thing Coming and Painkiller. If you took all that away, you've got the songs, and the songs are what it's about, really. And they just make it, you know, look as good and sound as good as they do. We couldn't do it without them.
Man, I have to ask you, are there any plans for the Elegant Weapons #2 sophomore album coming up?
Yeah, we've been working on it, you know, on a bit of downtime that we had. It's written. The second record's written. Funny enough, we played here last year with Elegant Weapons.
Yeah, that's what.
So we've written it. The bass is half done. I think the guitars and drums are done.
Nice.
And then when we all kind of have a little window of opportunity, we'll get Ronnie on it as well. And then when the Priest tour winds down, obviously, whenever that's going to be, then we'll look for an opportunity to release #2. So
awesome. And it's going to be the same team, right? The same guys.
It's going to be the guys that are in the band now. Yeah, you know, obviously Rex and Scott did the first one.
Were recorded.
Yes, that'll be Christopher Williams from Accept. I think they're here tomorrow. Unfortunately, we're going to miss him. Big love to Christopher. Obviously, Ronnie and Davey, who's on stage right now. So, you know, you look for the best guys you can, and we had great times last year on the road, and you know, looking forward to getting it all put together, and again going through that fear of putting out a record, and hopefully everyone likes it. So hopefully when this winds down with the Priest, we'll look for a window of opportunity.
That's awesome, man. Well, I'm a huge fan of now Elegant Weapons as well, man, so hopefully you guys will get to release it very, very soon. Man, I don't want to take up a lot of your time.
You're good, man.
So thank you so much for everything, man. Thank you so much for inviting me. For those who don't know, on all of the Priest dates in Spain, we're fundraising for Ukrainian civilians, so thank you so much for this, man, and keep rocking, brother.
Thank you, brother. Tonight.
Thanks,
man.
See you, man.